Hi, kindergarten friends. How are you? Welcome to Mrs. Smith's Circle Time. So this is the second week that we've done our Circle Time together. It's just me this time. Last week you had Miss Jess and myself. So from now on, it'll just be me in the video. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me. We're going to start off with our welcome song today. Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon to kindergarten. Good afternoon to you. And if you want to change that song to say good morning whenever you're watching this video, that works for me too. Friends, how are you feeling today? Are you having positive, comfortable feelings? Are you having in-between feelings? Are you having negative, uncomfortable feelings? All of those feelings are okay. Just make sure you're talking to somebody about how you feel, okay? So to do our circle time, you'll need your materials with you. You'll need your fine motor journal, so that's your notebook that we've been doing some work in, okay? And I will be telling you throughout the circle time times when I want you to write in your journal, and you'll be able to pause and take time to do that work, okay? And a marker, you don't have to write with a pencil. You can choose to write with whatever you want. Maybe you want a crayon, maybe you want your fancy markers. Maybe you do want to use a pencil. That's up to you, okay? Okay, so we have our season. Does anybody know what the season is? There's two words that we can use for this season. The first one is fall, and the second one is autumn. They mean the same thing. They're just two different words for the same thing. So that's when the leaves are changing, they fall off the trees. We even got some snow this week, didn't we? Sometimes it's confusing because in the fall we can have winter-like weather, but it actually still is, the season still is the fall. And one of the colors we see in the fall too is the color, what color is this, friends? That's right. This is the color red. Red has three letters. So the word is red. The letters are R, E, D. Red. Okay, let's clap that. Red. Your turn. My turn. Red. Your turn. Clap the word. Good. And I have a song for you to help learn about spelling the word red. It goes like this. I like red. I like red. R-E-D. R-E-D. A fire truck is red. A stop sign is red. R-E-D. R-E-D. Friends, in your book, I want you to write the word red. And can you draw two things that are red? Maybe you're gonna draw an apple, maybe you'll draw some cherries, maybe you're gonna draw that fire truck or stop sign just like in our song, okay? So go ahead and do that. Okay, and maybe you can find some red things around your house too. Our shape this week. What can you tell me about this shape, friends? How many sides does it have? Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many? It has 4. It also has 4 corners or 4 vertices. Yeah. We call this shape a square. Can you find anything that's a square in your house? Look around, see if you can find anything that's a square. Okay, here's some real life objects that are squares. So this is a Scrabble tile. This is a tile in a bathroom. Just pictures of a square. It looks like a game board piece that's a square. So again, in your fine motor journal, I want you to draw a square. Choose to keep going, but we're just doing 4 letters for the week. So during circle time, I'll introduce the letter to you. I'll show you quickly how we write the letter, and then you get to practice that in your fine motor journal, and then you can do your daily work with it. So this is just an introduction of the letters, okay? Our first letter is for van or vampire or vacuum or a volcano. Does anybody know this letter? If you said V, you're right. V says V, and your mouth kind of makes a vibrating noise. V. Does it feel silly when you make the V sound? Let's make a V. So we always start our letters at the If you said top, you're right. Where do you start your letters? At the top. That's a song we sing all the time to help us remember. So it's down and up. Slide down, slide up. Slide down, slide up. Lowercase v and uppercase v are the same. One is tall, one is small. So you can go ahead and write a line of V's in your fine motor journal. Okay, and our next letter for the week is the letter. It's turtle and twist and teacup and tiger. This is the letter T. T, 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 t. It's a front sound. We use the front of our mouth to make that sound. T, 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 t. Let's make a T. We always start at the top. It's slide down, frog jump to the top, little line. Slide down, frog jump to the top, little line. And for lowercase t, it's the same. It's slide down, and the line goes in the middle. Slide down, and the line goes in the middle. So there's our T. So go ahead and make a row of those in your journal. Our next letter is for umbrella, or up, or under, or unicorn also starts with this letter. Do you know this letter? If you said U, you're right. U has two sounds, U or like an umbrella. When we do a U, it's slide down, curve, and up. Notice how I don't pick up, pretend this is my pencil or my marker. I don't pick it up. It's one smooth line. Slide down, curve, up. Slide down, curve, up. That's for uppercase. And lowercase is slide down, curve, up, and back down. I don't pick up my marker. Slide down, curve, up, and back down. There's your U. And our last letter for the week is for water, or watermelon, or wiggle, or weirdo, or woo. Okay? This is the letter W, and W doesn't say d. Sometimes people think that's the sound that it says, but it doesn't. It actually says watermelon. Okay, and making a W, we start at the top. It's kind of like a pattern. Slide down, slide up, slide down, slide up. Do it with me. Slide down, slide up, slide down, slide up. And it's the same for uppercase and lowercase. Uppercase is tall, lowercase is small. So go ahead and make a row of those. Slide down, slide up, slide down, slide up. And remember, friends, you can pause this video. You don't have to do this at the same pace that I'm doing it. That's the great part of Circle Time, is you can pause it and do it at your own pace, okay? And when you fill a page, make sure you send me a picture of the page that you do so I can see your work. Okay, friends, this is our number for the week. Does anybody know this number? It makes me think of our square. How many sides did the square have? If you said 4, you're right. This is the number 4. So to make a number 4, it's down and across and down once more. That's how you make the number 4. Okay, so we're gonna do some movement with the number 4, and then I'm gonna get out my whiteboard and show you some different ways you can show us the number 4. Okay, let's jump 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's monster stomp 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go up on our tippy toes 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and let's clap 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's touch 4 parts of our body. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, lots of different ways that you can practice the number 4. So now I want you to open up to a new piece of paper in your fine motor journal, and I'm going to show you ways to make the number 4. So I have my whiteboard here, and in the middle, I'm going to write my number. So remember, it was down and across and down once more. That's how you make the number 4. So friends, do your best to do that. If you're having a hard time with this, you can ask an adult to help you by writing it so you can trace it. So adults, if you want to do some if your child needs some tracing, if you take a yellow or a lighter color crayon or marker, then they can trace over it with their darker color, okay? It's okay if you're just at the stage of tracing. Okay, so the number 4, there's different ways we can show 4. One of them is by showing a dot collection. This is what 4 dots look like. So on my page, I'm gonna draw 4 dots. That makes me think of a 4 on a dice. Okay, another way I can show the number 4 is doing 4 tally marks. These are tally marks. Okay, so count them as you do them. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can count them to make sure you have the right amount. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have the number 4, dots, tallies. I can also write the word 4. So this is the word. This is the word, and the letters are F-O-U-R, 4. So I can write that over here. And again, friends, if you need help writing the letters, you ask an adult to write it for you, and you can go ahead and trace over it for them, okay? Another fun way that I like to do the number 4 is doing it with the amount of fingers up. So I'm going to draw 4 fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this finger is down, but that's 4 fingers, and you can even put the numbers on them if you wanted to challenge yourself. Okay, so lots of different ways you can represent the number 4. Okay, and if you want to think of a different way, you can absolutely do that. This is an activity that we'll be doing lots of times, so we'll build on this as we go. Okay, so ways to make the number. Okay, so friends, this week our learning is all about pumpkins. The theme we're doing is pumpkins. And one of the stories that I told you in my story time is the poem of the 5 Little Pumpkins. Okay, so I have 5 little pumpkins here. So when we do our story time, you can make your own little pumpkins, or when you watch that video, you can follow the directions of making your own little puppets and whatever. But for now, I'm just gonna introduce the poem to you, okay? So it goes like this. 5 little pumpkins sitting on a gate. The first one said, "Oh my, it's getting late." The second one said, "There are witches in the air." The third one said, "But I don't care." The fourth one said, "I'm ready for some fun." The fifth one said, "Let's run and run and run." Ooh, went the wind, and out went the lights, and the 5 little pumpkins rolled out of sight. Okay, and there's my pumpkins rolling out of sight. So it's really fun doing poems with puppets because you can use your different voices to make the poem sound more interesting. And you can make your own little puppets or your own little characters and kind of act it out. It's a really good activity to practice our language skills and just to have a little bit of fun and play. So guess what, friends? That's all I have for you for Circle Time today. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm looking forward to seeing your learning for the week. So like I said, all of our activities this week have to do with pumpkins. We're gonna do some fun pumpkin investigating. We have a pumpkin glyph for you to do. A glyph is kind of a fun listening activity. You're gonna make your puppets. We're gonna even do some pumpkin painting, and then our regular letter and number work too. So thanks again for joining me. I hope you have a fantastic week. I look forward to seeing you in our live lessons and in no Pop-In Friday this week, but next week we'll have Pop-In Friday again. So it's time to say goodbye. It's time to say goodbye. We'll see you all later. It's time to say goodbye. Bye, kindergarten friends. Thanks for joining me.